guys, and welcome to episode 4 part 1, which is the Mercenary path. In this path we will continue where our last video ended on all 3 paths, which is outside the basket shop. I'm gonna see if I can buy things here, and no, he won't let me, which is too bad because I can use arrows when I'm going hunting for those wolf skins, but I will do some things first, like first thing I will do is talking to Thorben here.
Hey, you wait,
Pablo
you look familiar to me.
What do you want?
I've seen your face before somewhere, right? Here, we found this picture on some bandits we picked up a few days ago. It looks a lot like you. Apparently, those guys were looking for you.
The bandits that were looking for me
never thought of that myself.
located near Ona's
Very
farm.
funny. What did those
They will
guys
come
want from you?
in pretty late episodes, I think, but basically there's this guy which we know from the penal colony in Gothic I that wants us dead, and even though he's not paying much for my corpse, people want him dead, so let's talk to Thorben here. But that basically means you have to be careful with those bandits and kill them before they kill you.
Bandits everywhere, no work, and now the farmers have risen up too. What winds have blown you here?
The winds
I'm looking for
of
work.
my own
Do you know
destiny.
anything about carpentry?
The only thing I can make out of wood is a fire.
And what about locks?
Well...
I'm sorry, but I can't use you if you know nothing about my trade. And I have no money to pay for an apprentice.
What if I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the other masters here?
All right, I shall give you my approval. But you had better get yourself the blessing of the gods first. Say,
This
are
is
you a
one
man
of the
faith?
different choices I'll make in the other episodes. As a
Well,
mercenary,
if you mean,
I will
do I
say
say my
this
prayers
because I'm that guy, so I do not
see.
pray.
A man who does not ply his trade with the blessing of the gods will never receive my approval. Ask for the gods' forgiveness for your transgressions. Then go to Vatras, the priest of Adanos, and have him give you his blessing. He will tell you where you can find a priest of Innos. You should get his blessing too. Once you have received the blessing of the gods, I shall vote for you.
So, you know a lot about locks.
What good is a fine chest without a fine lock?
That's
I
true,
make my
but
own locks. That way, I can at least be sure I haven't built
the
my
thing
chest
about
that sturdy
his
for
locks
nothing.
is that they have
Poorly
all
made
one
lock is
of the
easy to
same
break,
code.
And there are
So
plenty of
if you
thieves
have
about
one,
in Corinthus,
then you can
especially lately.
basically plunder the whole city. But some merchants slash people,
Can you teach me how to pick locks?
civilians, will have different lock
I
types,
don't know
so
whether you can be trusted
you
or
have to be
not.
careful not to break lock
All
picks.
I know, you might be one of those layabouts who only come to town to empty the chests of honest people.
I am.
I'm not
but
going
you
to
don't
teach
know
you
that.
anything before I'm convinced that you're an honest fellow.
Can you sell me some lock picks?
Well, all right, but they won't be of any use to you as long as you don't know how they work.
I'm gonna buy these lock picks. Yeah. Okay, let's see how much gold I have. Alright, that's enough. 400. So those hundreds. Animals can be sold as well. I will keep those just in case. And I'll buy the potion etc. as well. Just, you never know when you need them.
Have you had an apprentice before?
Yes, and not too long ago.
And what happened?
His name is Elvridge. He's my nephew. I was quite pleased with him, actually, but one day he simply didn't show up for work.
Where is Elvridge now?
How would I know? He kept hanging around that filthy brothel by the harbor. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still warming the bed of some whore down there.
How long has it been since you saw him?
I guess it must be about 2 weeks.
Have you reported that to the militia?
Of course I have. They were supposed to catch him and see to it that the lazy bones does his work. But I already regret that. He can do whatever he wants. Sooner or later he'll realize he'll get nowhere in Corinus without a decent job.
Is that so? What do you know about the Paladins?
Not much. They arrived by ship 2 weeks ago from the mainland. Since then, they've withdrawn to the upper end of town. Nobody here really knows exactly why they have come. Many are afraid of an attack by the orcs. I suppose, however, that they are here to quell the farmers' rebellion.
Do you know anything about the peasants' rebellion?
Rumor has it that Onar, the landowner, has hired mercenaries to keep the king's troops from breathing down his neck. He was probably tired of having to throw his harvest along with his livestock at paladins and militia. All we notice of this in town is that the food prices keep rising. Onar's farm lies far to the east of here. We wouldn't know if there's any fighting going on there. And if you want to know more, ask the merchants in the marketplace. They get around the island more than I do.
I've come about Gritta.
My niece? What's your business with her? This isn't about money, is it?
She owes 100 gold pieces to the merchant Matteo.
Tell me this isn't true. Ever since that little piece of work moved in with me, I've had nothing but trouble. She's in debt with practically every single merchant in town. I had to borrow 200 gold pieces from Lamar, the moneylender, just to settle her debts. And now this. Go ahead, ask her. But I tell you this, she doesn't have a single gold piece.
We shall see.
Now the following will be different on the other paths as well. I'm sorry for the beeping noise, but that's my chair. But as I already said, my choice here will be different because I'm a mercenary. I will not pay the fine for her, even though it will give me extra experience.
My name is Gritta. Ever since my husband died, I've been running the household for my Uncle
as much gold as I can, since I'm a bad guy.
How's it
I would
going?
just
same as always.
get her to give me the 100 gold and give it to Matteo.
Matteo sent me. You still owe him some gold.
He wants his money? What for? The goods he delivered were flawed, bad fabric, and bad seams. And did you look at the colors? Those are not the colors I ordered. That's fraud, that is. Let me tell you, back when my husband was alive, he wouldn't have dared to do that. Oh, my poor husband.
Cut it out. Where's the gold?
But I don't have the gold. I'm only a poor widow.
Then we'll simply sell a few of your togs. I'm sure you've still got a bunch of stuff in your closet.
How dare you, uncouth lout. All right, here, take the gold.
See, that wasn't so hard.
And now will you please leave my house?
Your niece had 100 gold pieces.
What? The brazen little serpent. That was my gold. She took it from my chest. Give it back to me. I have to pay off Lamar first. Matteo can get his money later.
No, Matteo will get his money back from me.
You're getting me into a real mess that way. Lamar is not terribly generous when it comes to debts. But at least you're planning to pay my niece's debts. I guess I ought to thank you for that.
I'm now going to bring the gold to Matteo and settle down our first mission slash quest in Corinus.
Hey, you! Here's your 100 gold pieces.
Apparently this gave me 1000 experience. I'm not certain how much the other will give, but nor do I care, because as militia and novice, militia I'm not certain what I will do, but as novice slash fire mage I will most certainly pay the sum for her.
Show me your wares.
Frankly, because as a militia, admit. As a novice, it's good to be on people's side. Because you're a priest of Eos. And I don't want to have a bad name as a prince, so it doesn't really consequence in the game itself, but it's fun. Alright, Harriet isn't at its forge, so I'm going to Ignaz to get myself the Scroll of Oblivion, which is handy in the following event, as already explained in the novice part of episode 3. There's this mini game going around in town, and we're gonna beat up Valentino in order to get that one done. But if you remember it, he will rat me out at what was his name? Lord Andre, I believe. So that will cost me a bit of gold, and I want to prevent that if possible. So I will get myself a spell of Oblivion.
I've already successfully carried out a few practical applications, but I don't have time to conduct one final test.
What's in it for me if I help you?
I could teach you how to brew potions. I know the recipes for healing and mana essences, and for potions of great speed.
Tell me more about the experiment and the spell.
The spell serves to make somebody forget various events. So far, I have only found it to work when the person in question is angry, for instance. If he has been knocked down or robbed. Even if he has only witnessed such a deed, he will scratch it from his memory.
So I'm supposed to knock somebody down and then put a spell on him?
That will only make sense if the person are really mad after beating him up. But these fights are nothing out of the ordinary in the armor district. I guess I would have to find my victim elsewhere.
Yes, I think you get the point. But to make
The
somebody
reason I did
angry,
that is because the hero
is
didn't
enough to
say that,
attack
so.
him. You don't have to knock him down. So you should pick somebody who's by himself. If there are other people around, you'll just get into trouble with Lord Andre. Also, it makes no sense to cast the spell on someone who's busy attacking you. Wait for the right moment.
Alright, I'll try out that spell.
Then take this spell scroll and find yourself a suitable guinea pig. Once you're done, come back and tell me how it went.
Some episodes may be longer than the original amount, which is around 20 minutes maximum. But if I'm busy with conversations that may be important, I will give an extra 5 minutes. If I'm still busy by that, I will just close the topic and redo it in my next episode. So if this episode might become longer than it should, then you've got your reason. Now let's talk to Constantino the Alchemist.
What do you want? I'm not giving anything away.
And get ourselves another quest.
I'm looking to become an apprentice.
Really? And with whom are you gonna sign up?
I want to sign up with you as an apprentice.
With me? No! I have already had the dubious pleasure once of grappling with an apprentice. That's quite enough for me. I invested several years in his education, and in the end, the poor fool up and poisoned himself. Go sign up with one of the other masters.
What will I have to do to become your apprentice?
I couldn't bear yet another dilettante on my conscience. There is a multitude of herbs out there. Used in different variations, they develop the most diverse effects.
You probably don't even know half of them.
Here. This is a list of the most important plants. Bring me a plant of each kind, and I might reconsider taking you in as an apprentice.
I want to sign up with one of the other masters.
You have come to ask my approval? As far as I'm concerned, you can sign up with whoever you like.
So now that's done, I'm gonna talk to Walktrough, but before I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna beat Valentino. Let's see if he ain't watching. He ain't, so we're clear. So yeah, just save and get ready for fireball. I know that's the fight going on, but since no one is around, you will be attaining for it, and hopefully this will not get me a bounty. If you beat him down, I recommend you do not take his key. You will need that for the Blood Chalices quest. But the reason I recommend not to do it is because you get experience when you can pickpocket. And he's pretty easy to steal, so...
Hey,
Adanos be with you.
who are you?
I am Vatus, a servant of Adanos, guardian of the divine and earthly equilibrium. What can I do for you?
Oh, I almost forgot to use the Oblivion spell on him. Let's see how this works. Let's check it out.
Wait a minute.
And it worked, so that's good. I'm gonna continue talking to Vatus here.
Hey, you. Tell me about the Ring of Water.
And why would I do that?
Cavalorn sent me to you.
And what did he tell you?
He said you're in dire need of more good people.
Aha. So, you want to join us, son?
Here, I've got a letter for you.
For me? Indeed. This is an important message you're bringing me. I wonder how you got hold of this letter.
I got it from Cavalorn, the hunter.
Cavalorn? Where is he?
He told me to tell you he couldn't make it and is headed for the meeting point, whatever he meant by that.
I see that you have gained Cavalorn's trust. That speaks in your favor.
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
And why would I do that?
This is saying this twice.
I want to join the Ring of Water.
You do? That means you have already fulfilled the first requirement.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, there must be someone among us to trust you. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know about it. But I know nothing about you at all.
What do you want to know?
Well, you could tell me where you come from and why you have come to
Just
the
be honest here.
I carry an important message for the leader of the
Or you will
Paladins.
not
What is this message?
get either his blessing or to
A large army is gathering as we talk,
Join the Ring
led
of
by
Water.
dragons and determined to conquer the country.
Dragons? You speak of beings which until now have only been mentioned in legends. How do you know this?
Zardos, the magician, told me. He sent me to warn the Paladins.
The necromancer. So he lives, and he sent you. Who are you really?
I'm a former convict from the penal colony of Corinus.
Good. Let us summarize. You are a former prisoner who has been told by Zardas, the necromancer, that dragons have come to conquer the country.
that's right.
And you have come to report this to the Paladins.
Yes.
That all sounds rather fantastic, but I cannot perceive that you are lying to me.
I'm not.
Therefore, I must assume that your motives are honorable. I want to give you a chance to join the Ring of Water.
What must I do in order to join the ring?
Know that you take on great responsibility by joining the Ring. I do not let just anyone join who comes to us and asks. If you want to join the Ring, you will have to prove that you act like one of us.
And that means...
Before we let a young man join our ranks, he must have done a great deed for the ring. Only then can I begin to consider letting you help preserve the balance of forces on this island.
I have vanquished the Sleeper. Isn't that a great enough deed?
My ears hear many a tale these days, including the story about the banning of the beast called the Sleeper. I have not heard that this was achieved by a single man, although your eyes tell me that you are convinced you did this. That confuses me slightly, but I cannot be sure that my senses might not deceive me sometimes.
I have freed many people. The barrier is gone.
Even if you can really claim responsibility for that, the great event in the Valley of Mines has not only set free the Watermages and other upright citizens. All the criminals of the entire country are roaming Corinus these days, harassing the population. The bandits have already taken over large areas of land outside the city. It has become all but impossible to leave the town and return unharmed.
So what would be an appropriate deed that might convince you?
Corinus is facing a great enigma these days. The number of people missing from the town seems to increase almost daily. If you can explain to me what happened to them, you shall have your place within the Ring of Water. However,
Yes?
you should take your message to the Paladins first. I consider it a matter of utmost importance. Talk to Lord Hagen.
But Lord Hagen is not going to receive me.
Yes, he will, no doubt about it, provided you become a member of a powerful community first. The Ring has far-reaching connections. We shall assist you in conveying your message as soon as possible. You should talk about this to Laris, whom I trust. He will help you.
What community should I join?
There are only 3 communities that have enough influence. These are the City Militia, the Monastery of the Fire Magicians, and the troop of mercenaries on the landowner's farm. The choice is yours, son. Laris can certainly assist you with this difficult decision. Talk to him about it.
I shall do that. Tell me about the Ring of Water.
Since you are not yet a member of our community, I cannot tell you everything, of course. But I shall tell you what I may.
This episode
Who are
is
the members
a
of the
couple of
Ring of
minutes
Water
overdue.
then?
I cannot
It's
tell you that
original
until you
now.
join the ring.
So,
But you will certainly have met
after
some of
this
them by that time.
conversation, I will stop and save.
Where are the other water mages?
They are exploring the ruins
And I
of an
will
old
re-talk
culture
to
northeast
Magnus.
of Corinus.
In the
I
next
suspect that those
episode.
ruins might contain a passage to a part of the island which is as yet uncharted.
Tell me more about that uncharted area.
If you're interested in joining the expedition, I could send you to Satyrus with a letter. You can only participate, of course, as long as you're one of us.
Of course. What exactly is it that you do?
We stand between the Order of Innos and the Chaos of Beliar. If one of the 2 sides should gain the upper hand, it will mean either total loss of freedom or deadly chaos. Therefore, we guard the balance between the 2. That's what makes life in this world possible for all.
And what does that mean in concrete terms?
The fall of the barrier has evoked numerous threats. The bandits are probably the most obvious one. Not only has it become all but impossible to travel the island without being attacked, there's someone in town, too, who supports the bandits. We have found out that the bandits receive regular deliveries from a weapons merchant in Corinus. We try to find such people and keep them from endangering the city. If you can find out anything about this, let me know.
Alright, enough talking for now. This is about the end of this
Wait.
episode.
If you see Laris, give him
Thank
this
you for
ornament.
watching this
Tell him that it
episode,
needs to be returned.
and I hope to see you in episode
know what to
5.
do with
Of
it.
course, I will first do the other 2 parts. Thank you for watching, and have a nice and a great day. Goodbye.